What's up, everyone? This is Eddie D with High Vibes Radio coming at you live. And we got a very special show for you guys. We got a special guest. You guys want to go ahead and introduce yourselves real quick?
I'm David.
And this is Craig, and we're from LBC Meds 420.
Awesome. And we also have our usual homies with us.
What's up? Kickback Steve as usual.
What's up, everybody? It's Drew. I'm here tonight.
All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys warm up. Always follow the Instagram to keep up to date with my trap zone and what's going on with the show. We have a lot of stuff planned for you guys, a lot of vlogs, a lot of videos, a lot of everything. So remember, at Eddie F. Diaz, EDDIE FNDIAZ. I hope you guys are all toasted. I hope you all are lifted. I hope you guys are high. So, to our guest, you guys want to go ahead and just introduce yourselves a little bit more and tell us more about yourselves?
Sure. So my name is David, and kind of born and raised in Long Beach. I've got a club out in Bakersfield, and we've been probably in the marijuana business going on maybe 20 years at this point.
Wow. So could I ask you guys, what brought you guys into this industry, or what kind of attracted you to it?
I think for me, it was back in probably like 2000, 2001. I started to see a lot of my friends getting into it, and it was an industry that was kind of up and coming, but for most of us, it was something that we were kind of used to because we all smoked growing up. So, it just kind of made sense to kind of turn it into a business. Mm-hmm. And it was something that didn't require a whole lot of down payment or investment. So we were able to kind of work through the connections we had and kind of came together and made this thing a reality. So,
yeah, and this is Craig with LBC Meds 420. And I used to work at several different medical marijuana shops and delivery services, and me and David met a while ago and decided to put our two heads together and provide a good service for patients needing medicine in the Long Beach area, because I saw a lot of overpricing, not very good quality, and that's what we take pride in is providing a high quality service, LBC Meds 420.
And you guys say you guys run that, or what is that like? How does that work?
Well, Craig's actually in charge of like the day-to-day operations. My hands are a little bit more into other things, like with the dispensary we have that's a brick and mortar, and then also some of the grows that we've got going on. So, I'm all over the place. He's really like driven into this delivery thing and making it a reality, and he's been doing a really good job. So he handles day-to-day operations, the hiring, the firing, and just kind of making sure that everything runs smoothly and everybody stays happy.
Awesome. Now, so you guys have your dispensary in Long Beach, am I correct?
No, so it's a delivery service that we have out here. I have a dispensary out in Bakersfield.
Okay, so you're in Bakersfield. Now,
we have two icons on Weed Maps, LBC Meds 420. We have one located in Belmont Shore, and we have one located actually right as of yesterday. We launched. Glad to have this opportunity to launch a new icon on Weed Maps, LBC Meds 420. Right around the Long Beach State area, if you look on the maps.
That's so awesome. Now, I really like to bring the students into this, and you guys seem like very intelligent, very, driven, and very just engaged in this industry. And how did you guys do it? What are ways that students can follow in your footsteps?
Right. So when this proposition passes, there's gonna be a big requirement for a large amount of money that you're gonna need to kind of have to be able to kind of jump into having like a shop like we've got. We were fortunate enough to pull in partners that were able to bring a little bit here and there to the table, and that's how we were able to kind of make it happen. But if we're watching what's going on in Colorado, we're kind of seeing that it's going to be a really expensive venture to jump right in. So if I was a student, I'd say finish school, stay working. I know that a lot of businesses here in the future are going to want to see people with degrees working in their companies. And then the other thing would be is if you are a student and you wanted to get into the business, maybe get together and kind of brainstorm with some of your friends about particular products that your friends are actually into.
Learn the business too, right?
Sure, yeah, and learn the business and learn one part of the business. Don't try to learn everything about the business. There's some people that can cook a steak. There's some people that can really cook a steak. So if you can really cook a steak, really cook a steak.
Now, when you say that, are you talking about like focus on marketing or focus on what do you mean? Do you like
whatever you're good at? Whatever you're good at. If you're a retail guy, you're a logistics guy. You're able to bring a buyer and a seller together. Maybe that's what you're good at. Then stick with that. If you're a guy that can come in and grow, stick with that. If you're a marketing guy and some of your ads and print ad that you're doing is catching, and you can kind of show that, then
you got to find your niche because it's going to change. And if you don't have some kind of brand or some kind of niche or skill, just like in any other industry.
And this industry is built off the community. A lot of different vendors that come through the shop on a regular, they, like you said, they have one specific skill set. We have our extract guy. We have a guy that makes our edibles for us. We have our growers. And when they start venturing off into different things, you can start seeing the work not there. You're like, okay, they're really good at doing this, but then they're starting to do something else, and they're spread too thin, and they can't focus on what they're actually good at, and they actually start losing money.
You're absolutely right, Drew. I mean, find what you're good at and stick with it.
Yeah.
So are you guys at the point, or should I say, is this industry at the point where it's already looking for professionals like advertisers,
of course,
marketers?
Of course.
Now, is this like big scale, or are we talking,
So there's two scales to it.
Mm-hmm.
There's this kind of scale that we're maybe at, maybe the middle of the road sort of scale, and you've got the people that are making apps and making deliveries a lot more easier. You've got big investors like Snoop Dogg, Mark Wahlberg, and some of these bigger names. Mark Wahlberg's got some money in this game. So it's you start to see that people are putting their money into it to make this thing bigger and bigger and bigger, and so maybe follow in their footsteps.
Wow, that's pretty interesting.
Are you guys pro legalization with the legislation that's on hand right now?
I can't speak for him. For me personally, I am. I think to open up lines of credit and to give us the opportunity to be taxed and things of that nature would be great. We've been wanting to do that for a long time, and we're not able to market really the way that we want to because it is kind of walking on eggshells.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be too big of a fish. Those are the people that kind of get themselves in trouble a lot of times.
That's true. And I just know right now that the legalization thing is a huge thing in the industry because it might be cutting out a lot of people that are already in the industry because they might not be able to afford all the licensing. And like you had said, it's going to be a big initial down payment to get started.
That's why you have to brand and do what you're good at. That's why we're trying to grow LBC Meds 420 and come up with our own products so that we can survive.
Yeah. So, something to say about branding is that when Prop 64 does pass, what you're going to basically see is that big companies are going to come in. They're going to have the ability to come in and change really the dynamic of the game because there's so many brands that are similar knockoff brands to things that people are already used to kind of seeing. Like, have you guys ever heard of Keef Cat? Yeah. Right? It has like this kind of Kit Kat look to it. So these sort of brands are going to get they're going to start to go down overnight. So the originality is something that's really important.
Now, sorry, did you want to say something?
You guys, do you think that the prices are going to change when this?
I'm sorry. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so the prices are totally going to change. Colorado, we've just seen that prices have gone from anywhere from $28 down to $24, and then sometimes now they're getting $1,600.
And this is a gram eighth, or
so this would be $1,600 a pound.
Wow.
Right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Back in like '95, when you guys are probably still in middle school.
I was 4.
I was in high school. I was around.
Those prices were like anywhere from $3,200 to $3,600 a pound.
Yeah.
So you're saying that the prices have dropped like significantly?
They've gone down because what happens is what creates price is the price that people are willing to spend on it, the demand. So if you're only willing to spend a certain amount of money, then the prices has to come down. Well, now what you're going to start to see is that because there's going to be this huge taxation that's involved, the prices have to come down from the grower to the retail guy, because the retail guy has to not only make a profit to keep the lights on, he has to be able to sustain his living, and in order to do that, he has to have those guys give it to him at a lower rate, which means that those guys who are growing are going to probably start to disappear more and more. So the really good ones are not going to be around for very long.
And Dave's right. That's what's going on in Colorado. They do say the price per gram is dropping, but their sales are really high. I think we saw in July, 127 million for the month of July. They broke their record.
Yeah,
that's the taxing. So if what we've seen before, which is 1/3 of the weed they said in the United States comes out of California, 1/3 of it. Imagine how much that's going to bring to the state for taxation.
Wow!
Yeah.
When it not only becomes a big tourist attraction, but it's legal everywhere.
And in regards to prices as far as edibles and stuff goes, do you think we'll see like General Mills and all that start coming into play?
Right. So something to know.
I would think so.
Something to know about this bill that's really interesting is that they're not allowed to come into the industry until January 1st, 2023.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
They have 5 years,
So
right?
that gives enough time for you to find your niche, get a brand, so they don't get totally pushed out right away.
Yeah. So there's a clause in there that allows for them to not monopolize.
Because like I was just gonna say, like in Colorado, I know that they had cut out a lot of the edibles due to the fact that they were marketed towards children, and
Right.
so I was just wondering, like, if it does become legal here in California, what's gonna like our legislation? How is it gonna be different?
Well,
from those?
first of all, there's a big misconception. You're not going to see it in Vons and Ralph's and things like that overnight. You know, there's not going to be little kids walking down the hall or the aisles and seeing, you know, a candy that's infused with marijuana.
Well,
but
just like pills and alcohol, it's up to the parents to
Educate their children,
educate
yeah.
their children, and make sure that it
Always
doesn't
the
get
case.
into their hands.
yeah, always the case for sure.
Going on to talk about Prop 64, how do you guys feel like it will affect the industry right now, the medical industry?
Well, there won't be too much of a medical industry after it passes. It'll start to phase out, and these doctors, these doctor also therapies that are able to write prescriptions they're going to be out of a job, really. What we're going to start to see in the next year is we're going to start to see the same things we see in Colorado, which is we're going to start to see shops that people can go into. You wait in line, you show the security guard your ID, he lets you in, you go to the back, just like in any dispensary, you check out what it is and you buy it. So it's going to change in a large sense. The medical part's probably it's pretty dead.
And you guys are saying that, you know, just like Colorado, right? You said that brought 11,000 jobs.
In the first year, Colorado became recreational legal 11,000 new jobs to the state.
That's wild. That's
11,000,
so
and
wild.
that's just a baby state. I mean, I love Colorado, but compared to California, it is, and we're the mega
It's the
state.
same size as
Imagine.
two of our counties.
You know what's wild is just a fun fact for you guys. Colorado, I think, is at 25% of their population smokes cannabis, while California is barely at 14%. But we have 6 million people who smoke weed. That's ridiculous. We have one of the smaller ranges.
And that's
of
just
people.
a poll too. People that are brave enough to say yes.
Yeah, that's true.
It's probably more.
That's true. And like when it does become legal, like how many of those people are going to start coming forward? Like, oh, I do smoke weed now. And how?
And that's another thing that is a misconception about the medical marijuana business. That people are just using that as a way to smoke, but we actually take care of a lot of patients that rely on us. They rely on our speed of delivery. They rely on our high quality product, because they have, real medical problems that they need to address.
I mean, do you guys have any examples of people that really, because some people are just like, oh, these, like you said, these people are just using that system or playing the system, and it would be really cool to hear, like,
we have people with multiple sclerosis. We have some
We've had cancer patients. We've had people who come through the system.
Iraq vets.
Well, you got to remember, like a delivery service, what it brings to the table, that it's great, is that if you're a real patient, you can't access this medication, then a delivery service provides that for you. So without that, you wouldn't be able to go to a shop. And so we do deal with a lot of patients that will do it from bed, they'll do it from their couch. We don't know their conditions. We don't get into too many details about that unless they want to open up. But certainly you can see that there's a need there.
People that are, adverse to taking stuff like Vicodin and pills like that, I'll get calls all the time for people that, just get out of stomach surgery or leg surgery or knee surgery, and they call for the medicine, and I'm there for them when they get home from the hospital.
I think the thing that I really admire about working with Craig is that is when you call him, he's there like right away. It doesn't matter what you're doing. So in a business perspective, I love that aspect of it, that I'm able to work with somebody that not only is there for the patients, but is there at a moment's call when I call him too. And he handles the job very seriously, and I think people see that with what we're doing.
And LBC Meds 420, we're growing. We're actually expanding to Northern California too before the month is over.
And that's awesome. Like your guys' focus is your patient care, which, and
Correct.
like I've said before on the show, in this industry, it's kind of lacking. We have the people that are just out to make money, but like you said, when people are getting out of stomach surgery, or you have cancer patients, not everybody can smoke. So I mean, you're there to provide the information that
Not
they
everybody
need.
wants to. Sorry to cut you off. Not
No
everybody
worries.
wants to spend $60 or $55 for an eighth, and then they show up and the quality's not even there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
Something like that.
I think pointing the patient in the right direction with regards to what would probably best suit them, because we're not doctors, we can only make suggestive recommendations, but to be able to give people the option to do that adds a lot to our business.
It's healthier for them. That's the main thing that I hear from patients.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, as far as pricing goes and quality, why do you think that it suffers so much? Like, why do you think that you see these people out there that have?
Because people will pay it.
So it's just like it's there. So and like you'll just have those patients that just want to medicate. So they're like, okay.
Well,
I need my
there's
meds, or-
two types of patients. There's patients that like to brag about how much money they spent, and there's patients that don't say anything. It's kind of like people who make a lot of money versus people who don't. People who make a lot of money don't talk about how much money they make.
True.
But people who have this idea that if they're going to spend $70 on an eighth, that they've gotten the best thing possible, it's ludicrous. But if they're going to pay it, why would you stop them from paying it?
See, and that's why we got into the industry because
Yeah. By the way, our caps are $40.
Nice. That's
Delivered
awesome.
to your door. We have one option for $50, which is like blows our $40 stuff away. But our $40 stuff is standard across the board, and it's to your doorstep for $40.
Yeah, and that gives me a moment to throw a nice plug here. Every 20th of every month, in honor of 420, we have a half-ounce special for 120
Oh wow.
in any of our strains on our website.
That's
and
really
it runs
good.
just one day.
That's you can't beat that.
No, you can't.
That's what we do at LBC Meds
And it's top
420.
shelf. It's totally top shelf. We did this a long time. Like totally.
Yeah, we have a 5-star rating.
That's
Yeah, we
and
do.
those are hard to come
They're
by.
reviews to speak for
Look
themselves,
us up
for
on
sure.
Weed Maps.
I know.
One more time, where can they find you on the Weed Maps?
They can find us at Weed Maps at LBC Meds 420.
Awesome.
We also have a Twitter, a Facebook, and an Instagram, and it's all at LBC Meds 420.
And you
And
can hashtag that and find us too.
And they have 2 markers, guys. They have one in Belmont Shore and one closer to Cal State. Remember that.
It's actually
too.
right on top of Cal State.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
We will come up
On
to
the
you
pyramid. Now, you guys were talking about earlier, like these people pay a lot of money, these $70, eights.
Right.
Is there a really big difference in the cannabis? Like, do you guys see like, okay, there's like this phenomenal, or is it really kind of just like,
Well, I think if you're a smoker, it kind of plateaus out for you a little bit. You could be smoking the best of the best, and at least you think it's the best, got the best flavor, and it gets you really high. And then next week you get something that's on the same price range, and it's not the same high that you're used to. It just varies from person to person. I don't think anybody should be spending $70
Yeah.
I think that's ludicrous.
that's interesting.
But a lot of people do.
I don't think someone should spend $35 on a gram of flower either.
No.
Like they have those specialty, like the lemon tree, and then they have like these Dizzy OGs where it's like the celebrity strain.
Is this so expensive just because it has a name on it?
I think
Well-
you're paying for a name.
You are paying for a name. And something else that's interesting about this new prop that they're going to do is that they're going to start labeling this stuff organic.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and so you know what organic does to a price. It increases it, just like anything else. Labels. I was talking to you before we were back on the air, and that's that one of the biggest beneficiaries for branding or for distribution is going to be that Humboldt County and Mendocino County. These names of these particular counties that have become synonymous with really good weed are going to be able to benefit from that. In other words, if you're going to use the brand Mendocino County, and Mendocino County, their board finds out that it wasn't grown in Mendocino County, you could be liable.
And that's so
for
awesome because I
civil.
feel like that really puts, a standard to say,
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
quality
quality control
control.
thing. Now, here's something else that's interesting. Girl Scout cookies is a real popular brand. Oregon, just a bunch of people in Oregon just got sued for using that name.
wow.
Oh wow.
Wow. So
Yeah.
this is, I might be wrong, but this originated in San Francisco, right? That strain?
I think so. It all varies. I don't know. Some people say yes, some people say no. I don't know.
The original cut is supposed to be the forum cut cookies. That's supposed to be like the original one, and then I think it started in the Bay. I'm not sure, but
Someone just mixed it. But what
Probably. I mean, there's a lot of great weed comes
I
out
don't
of Oakland and the Bay Area.
Some of the
yeah.
best. Actually, we get a strain called Skittles that you can see on the
Yeah,
menu
that's
from
bomb.
San Francisco. It won the 2015 San Francisco Cup.
That's ridiculous. Now, I
It tastes like
totally
lemon
have
Skittles. It's
It
awesome.
does.
really
When you
does.
open the pack too, it smells crazy. It's so fruity.
my- Do you guys get to try all your product?
For a long time, I didn't used to smoke. I went through phases, like when I was your guys' age, so 50 years ago. I used to smoke quite a bit, but there was like a big 10-year gap there where I didn't smoke. Now I'm back to smoking. I'm less drinking, which has helped. It's helped a lot.
yeah.
So.
Now the 10-year, that's really interesting, especially the fact that you're in this industry. Why?
Mostly because I'm a capitalist. I believe in making money, and I love making money. To me, it's like a video game. I'm not gonna lie.
Never
I
get high on your own supply.
I never take advantage of anything like that when it comes to patients. We've had our cap the same way for 10 years, but yeah, I mean, I got into it, and the less you smoke, the more you make.
Wow.
Right? So you just kind of you wean off a little bit, but it does open up the doors for other things, which I'm not too happy to talk about those things. But weed's actually helped me to get back from those things. So, went through.
He brought up a good point
there,
about the alcohol.
Well, I didn't bring up the point of alcohol.
No, I mean,
we'll talk about alcohol.
No, but I mean, it helps you. It's better for you. It's healthier, and a lot of people need to quit alcohol. They turn to marijuana.
That's another something interesting. We may actually start to see more, like pubs, but weed sort of thing popping up.
That's very true, because I mean, personally, I've been heavily consuming cannabis for like the past year, and I've completely stopped drinking. Like, I don't even want to drink anymore.
Yeah, it's an exit drug as much as people say it's an entrance, right?
When I have a beer, it doesn't even taste good anymore. So it's weird how it's just changed my palate and my body chemistry in a sense. And I do have a patient personally who is a struggling alcoholic, and it is helping him with getting off of it. And as much as people would like to say marijuana, like you said, is a gateway drug, it's not. I've done more things drunk than I have smoking weed.
For sure.
I would say that 75% of the patients that have physical pain come for the marijuana to get off of the narcotics.
Yeah,
and that's a huge
opiates
thing.
are huge. Yeah,
and it's interesting how fast the whole death by pharmaceuticals is reaching. Do you guys think that let's kind of get into the theories here, but do you guys think that pharmaceutical companies have really tried to hold back cannabis over the years?
I think they're doing a damn good job in Washington and doing that right now. The lobbyists that are in Washington that are saying we got to watch out for this thing are putting a lot of money into senators and representatives' pockets to say, you know what, we got to make sure this thing doesn't pass. The other one that's doing it is big alcohol. You're fighting on two fronts. But I think what's great is we have almost half the United States now at this point. It's kind of come to terms with the idea that, hey, pot's not a bad thing, and it could be helpful, and let's look at it. And whether or not the DEA is willing to reschedule it, you can't shut the people up from wanting it. So we've seen that in '96, and we're probably going to see it in 2016 too.
Exactly, and the fact that half the U.S., like 25 states, have legalized it medically.
Right.
We're on a path.
And major entities in the United States are starting to change their views on marijuana. Like the NFL is starting to loosen their policies on it.
Did you guys watch the Nate Diaz and Conor McGregor fight?
Oh, he just lit it up, right? Or he had a
CBD pen right after that. That helps our thing. By the way, another brand, if I may, really quick, I put in. I have a brand called Dab Juice, and it's a line of cartridges that we're doing in wax that we're going to hopefully start to do. But we do a lot. We've done a lot of research and development. A lot of money I've spent in trying to make sure that the brand is one that is good and it stands behind something. And we're doing a lot of science behind it. So that's going to be launching at the end of this month. We're going to have an indica sativa hybrid.
Get your dab juice.
Nice. Now, you guys have Instagram or anything for that specifically? Or?
Yeah, so they've shut down. I've got to like 14,000 followers on that one. They shut me down.
It's tricky with Instagram. You have to specifically say nothing for sale on there.
Yeah, and I've done that.
Yeah,
but they still
do it. Yeah.
Is that like how? Why did they take that down?
We had a lot of pictures up there of wax and things that go into the making of cartridges and the background process and things like that. And I think that they probably saw it as a manufacturing sort of thing.
You can follow us on LBC Meds 420 on Instagram.
Yeah,
we'll be having updates for Dab Juice on there.
That's a good way to keep. Remember, guys, keep updated because we're always waiting for that product. You know what I mean? And it just seems like
I will bring you guys some. Nice. We know where you guys live.
Don't forget the 20th of every month.
That's
half-ounce specials, $120.
That's what's up, guys. All right, so I gotta ask you guys, what is your guys'? Are you guys voting for 64? If I could ask, are you guys voting for 64? You guys not? Do you think this is good for California?
Yeah, I did answer this one earlier. I do think it's good. I'd like to be able to be taxed and to to have certain abilities with banking that I don't have now. So yeah, I'm all for it. I'd like to be able to grow the brand and the business and not have to be walking on eggshells to do that.
I agree with David 100%. It's just going to keep cycloning and going out of control. It's just a matter of time. Some kind of regulation needs to come in place.
And you could be honest.
I'm a little on the fence.
Yeah, because I know for a fact that you've kind of doubted this one.
The more I read into it and the more I hear, there's like pros and cons that I have to weigh. Just talking with these guys, coming from a capitalistic point of view, it's business, and this allows you to do business, like real business on a real level. You get lines of credit, you want to expand, you have everything at your fingertips that you need. Just like, big alcohol, big tobacco, finance. The finance industry is huge. You'll have everything available that they have for you. One of the biggest hindrances in the industry now is that you're not allowed to use banks. And cash floating around makes you an easy target to get robbed. We've been robbed. We've been robbed. And then there's the thing of, sometimes you want to turn over a little more extra on your investment, like you can start investing the money that you're making from your company, start creating LLCs that can start building. Like, there's just so much more that goes into it. Like, and I never even thought about that until we just talked to them right now.
So why were you not why were you like, nah?
Because the legislation is, makes it possible for people that have money to come in and just take over, but
that's just it's any industry.
But like they said, they won't be able to come in until
January 1st, 2023.
2023. That gives you 5 years, literally, to get your butt in check and get your business together. You know what I mean? Like 5 years is literally a good enough amount of time to get a business going, build up some money to get the permits that you're going to need.
You're right, Drew, and that goes back to what you talked about earlier about the question: how do students get into it? And like me and my partner David said, you need to find a niche, you need a brand, you need to find some kind of skill that you're in.
Spend 5 years doing it.
There's going to be there's going to be a lot of players and a lot of competition. Speaking of capitalism, and you look at it as a good thing or a bad thing, or we look at it as a good thing to make us work hard.
Just don't get any sleep.
That's
work hard all day.
All day.
Just don't sleep.
I worked 15 hours today on the delivery service.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a rough one. Especially, like, I don't know if you personally take all the deliveries or not, but
well, he goes to school here Tuesday, Thursday, so
that's crazy.
I got to do the Tuesday, Thursday. I got to deal with all these people again.
That's crazy.
I'm a big proponent of hustling and getting your work done and doing it. How do you guys do that? What are some
set realistic goals? Set small goals to make it a reality.
Well, we take pride also in providing the service for the patients. Yeah. So if you don't like what you do, don't do it. Mm-hmm. We like serving the public and serving the community and providing a good service, a fast service.
Let me say this too, if I can. One of the best things about having a delivery service or being actively involved in this community, whether it be a delivery service or anything else, is that you've got the opportunity to network in such a vast and massive way. You'd be so surprised the people that smoke pot. Doctors and lawyers, people that can bring things to your table. I don't pay for dry cleaning anymore. I don't have to worry, if I need a dentist. I got a dentist now.
Oh, nice.
I've met several of my lawyers through the years through serving them, helping them out. So
that's a good point.
It's a huge network opportunity in so many different ways. Maybe you start in on it and you think that this is how it's going to go, but you really never know because things change day to day. And all of a sudden you're talking with somebody and you're working in a totally different industry and a totally different field. And it can happen like that. It happens all the time.
It's very true.
That's so awesome. So a lot of what are some people that you've met that were just like, oh my, have you guys met any famous people, any people of power? Like,
well, I was in Munich, Germany for Oktoberfest just like 2 weeks ago, and everybody asked the same question. Oh, you're from LA, and you must be Brad Pitt's next door neighbor.
That's funny.
No, not really. I've met people, a lot of people in the music industry. One of my really good friends. If I can, really quick too, if I can just give a shout out to my boy Darren and his company Defrog Productions.
Sorry?
Darren's got a lot of.
Oh, you might as well give a shout out to Donnie Gilson.
Donnie Gilson.
we told him we'd shoot him because he said that he used to be on the radio at K Beach. We met him just outside.
So Donnie Gilson, he grows, and we caught him smoking some pot here on campus. We were like, "Hey man, what's up?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm a grower." He just went right into the grow thing. So
real quick, is that how you guys see people with passion? Like when they're just so quick to it?
I'm always a little bit cautious when people want to talk about it and brag about it. Wow. I have had business partners in the past that I just want to let everybody know, and I'm very guarded with that because the 15 or 20 years that I've been doing it now, my connections are very close to me. I don't let those names out. I don't let those people just disappear very easily. So I'm not one to really want to talk about it too much.
I mean, you guys would be surprised how many. It's almost every single day someone's offering us something.
Yeah.
vendors, or hey, I'm a grower, or I got wax, I got this. Can I invest?
But that's what the students here that are listening to your show that want to get into something like this can do, and that's every day. Talk about it. You actually really have to encompass it and really want to be it. When I first started this business, I wanted to be the freaking Walmart of everything retail. And then I got to a point where I'm like, okay, this is kind of a big thing, and I can't really become the retail aspect of it. But how can I diversify? How can I get people into positions that are hungry, that want to go into those areas? And that's where I've made my most success at. But you get into it, and you never know what day to day it's going to be.
Wow, that's interesting. And back to the whole student thing. What do you guys look for? If some student came up to you and said, hey, I want to show you
someone who's willing to
product.
learn. Someone's willing to learn, and someone who doesn't come in and think they know everything. I've been doing this a long time. You don't know more than me. And
do kids come in that way?
Well, I mean, yeah. It's the real quiet ones that generally tend to make the most money in life that I've found. The ones that are really like flamboyant and clairvoyant, that they don't tend to really do so well. They just like to talk like they do.
Yeah. Everybody's an expert until you're actually in this industry for a while. It's a lot harder than you think.
What did Mike Tyson say? Everybody has a game plan until what?
Oh, no. Yeah. Mike Tyson's famous line is, everybody has a plan till they get punched in the face. That was LBC Meds 420 impersonation right there. LBC Meds 420.
Nice job.
Sorry, Mike, don't come punch me. Okay.
I know, right?
The head comes off. But now I know a couple people who would probably be interested in saying, hey, I grow, I do this, I do that. What's a good way to approach you guys, or to
email us
and just start like that? Just start simple communication.
Yeah, isn't that how it starts in any relationship, personal,
cold
professional?
Calling, pretty much.
Yeah, cold calling. I like. There's a term that I learned a long time ago called the squeaky wheel gets the grease. And I like when people bug the shit out of me. It may drive me crazy to the point where I don't want to talk to them anymore. But guess what? I call them to tell them I don't want to talk to them anymore. And when I call them that they catch me usually. So,
Eddie, and that's another misconception about this business. Like it's different than the wheel that's already been invented. It's just a commodity. It's a retail business. It's just like anything else. It's a store. It's we're not reinventing anything. It's sales.
Come willing to learn and being able to do your best, and you'll do really well in this business, 100%.
Yeah, because as you guys know, with legalization, there's just going to be so many more new fields, and there's just going to be so much more to learn. And just as the industry grows and evolves, with wax and edibles, dab pens,
Right.
like there's e-juice now that's infused with CBD, and
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
I saw they have those remember those Listerine things you put on your mouth and they vaporize?
Yeah.
Or they melt. I heard they have marijuana ones strips now.
Yeah, they've had those.
And they have ones that you can like stick on the back of your neck now, and
there's all kinds of different vehicles to get it into your system.
That's a good point you're bringing up, because it's going to create a lot of jobs, and that's something we're excited about. If once we grow to a certain level, is employing people and paying them a good wage and giving them a good job and good working conditions.
If any of you guys want to trim, we can get you working this weekend.
I just finished, man.
Fingers hurt.
Yeah. And your back.
Yeah, my neck. I'm like, I went to get a massage this week, and I was just like, it was so overdue. She like ran her elbow all up my back. It's just like the whole thing just went.
Yeah. It's when you're hunched over for a long time.
But yeah, it's
all
part
right.
of the
Just
process.
Have a little medicine and feel a little better.
Yeah,
There you
finger
go.
hash, scissor hash, it's all good.
There you go. Save
Okay.
your gloves.
I gotta ask you guys. How is finger hash? I've never had the opportunity. I'm not a trimmer, but is it really like as great as they say it is?
Well, it's just pure THC, trichome. So it depends on what your guy's growing, but yeah, it could be.
That's
Pretty
awesome.
stony.
You don't want to cut off any of the fingertips and try to smoke it with the rubber. You want to try to get that off.
Yeah.
All right. So just remember, guys, try to get it off. Okay, so we're at the last 5 minutes. We're going to do this how we always do. We really want to get to know our guests beyond just cannabis. Who are these people? What do they enjoy? Because, we're not those lazy stoners. This is stigma breaking time. So, what are some of your guys' passions? What do you guys do?
I'll start first. Actually, right now, I'm a Long Beach State student. Go Beach.
Yeah.
Beach.
I'm in my final semester here at Long Beach State.
That's what's up.
Getting
Nice.
Congratulations.
See, students, you can do it too. No, but I'm getting my degree in philosophy.
Oh, nice.
So that's a hard major if you guys want to major in that. I recommend it. It's very good for logic and argument and stuff like that. On my spare time, I like to go to the beach, and I'm a big sports fanatic. I like to hang out with my girlfriend Andressa, give her a little shout out, and I'm just pretty much a normal dude. I got a good relationship with my family. I like to hang out with them a lot and go like to restaurants and stuff like that. Like Sunday, I was over in Huntington Beach, for just like the sunset, and then I went over to Newport because I used to live in Newport Beach, and went to Billy's down there.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
it's really nice down there. So I like to go to restaurants. And,
that's cool.
In different cities. I'm a foodie.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
After I smoke, especially, right?
Of course.
Yeah, so I guess what I like to do mostly is I travel. I've been to some countries this year. I was just in Germany for Oktoberfest. That was a lot of fun. And I like to kind of just have these little notches on my belt where I could just kind of say, I did this and I did that. So, yeah, I was in Germany. I was in Amsterdam, which if you go to Amsterdam, watch out for the coffee shops. They can be pretty stony. I was in Amsterdam. I was in Turkey. I was in Canada. I was in Mexico City. I was in a few countries this year. So that's what I like to do. I don't have a girlfriend. I'm a single guy. I'm not stuck at home with no kids or no need for no shout outs. But
hey, I don't have any kids either.
I do enjoy my time. I enjoy the company of my friends, and I think I like to put myself around people that want to be successful. So those conversations I cherish, and I like probably more than anything else.
I think I can speak for both me and Dave.
Don't do that.
That one thing we both like is we both like working in this industry. That's kind of part of who we are.
Yeah, that's why we get along so well. Mm-hmm. Last thing I want to say, team up with somebody that's just as hungry as you. Yeah, teamwork makes a dream work, that's for sure. I've never been more successful until I met Craig, because he's a hard worker. So, and I've been doing this a long time.
And how did you guys get to that point? How did you guys kind of finesse and find out, hey, this is what could work?
Well, I'm a pretty competitive guy. He's a competitive guy, and we used to frequent this bar quite a bit, and so word kind of got around that we're both in the same industry, and
we decided to put our heads together. And the next thing you know, LBC Meds 420 and Dab Juice are taking off, and we're getting ready to have our third location up in Northern California on the delivery service, and Dab Juice is going to be hitting the market soon. We're really excited, and we want to take it all the way.
Yeah, just find somebody that you can be around, that you're comfortable being around, but that is passionate just like you, and whatever that may be. If it's radio, if it's selling weed like we do, whatever it is.
Just got to cut the dead weight out of your life.
Yeah, for sure. Especially you guys. You guys are young. You're gonna have a lot of dead weight. A lot of people are gonna tell you they're gonna do big things, and then the next day they're just passed out on the same couch they always are.
Yeah, it's interesting because I've kind of learned, don't tell me what you're gonna do. Show me what you've done.
Yeah,
tell me, show me.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's
same
like
thing with weed. Like, show me. Like, a lot of people talk about, like, I can grow weed. Dude, show me what you can do, right?
That's the thing. Everyone's a grower until it comes time to, like, okay, well, where's your weed at?
Right.
Oh, well,
my cousin Ricky.
He had it all.
Seriously, it's always something.
Now, how do you guys like to take your cannabis? Like, do you guys do blunts, joints? What's your thing?
I just have this little piece that I smoke out of, and it's dirty, and I need to clean it. And I kind of get to a point where, like, I'll smoke, like, just the top part that's green, and have this ashtray. It's kind of gross, but I just knock it out. Yeah. Like, I don't even smoke the whole thing. It's really sad. And if I was my old me, like 20 years ago, I'd kick myself in my own head, because it's like all this weed that's just going down the drain. I don't want to smoke it, so I just ash it out.
I feel you.
I should get a bong.
I'm not really into tobacco, so I can't do the blunt thing. I did when I was younger, but I'm a little older, and I graduated the same year that Prop 215 passed in California in 1996.
That's what's up.
So
that's old, dude.
So I'm old school, and so you know what I twist? I just twist the old zigzag so I can taste my weed. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Because who likes to clean the dirty bong every 2 days? It's just pain in the butt, right?
Especially the bubblers, because like I'm a big fan of bubblers. It's just right there, and as soon as it's dirty, it
sucks. You don't want to look at it. You don't want it out on your.
You don't want to show to people.
You don't want anybody looking.
I used to have this pocket bubbler that I would put it in my car for those special occasions, and it was kind of embarrassing.
Every day, special occasion.
Yeah, every day. You live life, so that's a gift.
It's my red light toker.
And it's just like people would look at it, and you're just like, let's just roll a joint.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about wax, though?
It's lucrative.
It's lucrative. That's my favorite.
It's too strong for me. I'm good at selling it.
We're old, man. Like, if we smoke wax, we're not going anywhere for the day. Like, our day's over. We got to be able to feed ourselves and pay rent and stuff. So
That makes sense.
All right, guys. Unfortunately, this has to come to an end. Really quick plugs.
LBC Meds 420. Look us up on Weed Maps.
if you want to get at me directly, I'm on Instagram, Dave _LBC.
And it's just Drewstifer on Instagram. And then check out my new dab channel on YouTube. I changed the name. It's Christopher Drew now. Daily Dabs with Drew on there.
All right.
Every day.
All right, what's up, guys? All right, so remember, Eddie F and Diaz. Follow the Instagram. You keep up with the YouTube. Everyday vlogs, everyday video. There's always content for you guys, and we're just gonna work for, to bring you guys more stuff. But we're gonna go ahead and end this up.